Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hi, guys. Welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey.
And Becca, hey, y'all. I know my voice sounds insane right
Real
now.
raspy.
Girl, get me in the studio today. I'm about to drop an album. Like, that's what it's giving.
So does this mean that you've had a week?
But anytime I go anywhere, like, my voice
Oh, yes,
automatically
yes,
goes
yes.
away. Like,
I
it don't matter.
forgot. For a moment, I forgot that what you did this week.
Exactly. But yeah, we're gonna get into all that for our weekly rundown, whatever like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome to our channel. To the reoccurring viewers, welcome. Hey, y'all, what's up?
Yes. Thank you guys so much for supporting. As we've said several times, every like, every comment, every share, we do appreciate it. We are trying to reach are we at 350? I don't
We're
know.
currently at 342.
Okay, so we're really trying to hit that 350 subscriber count. And if you are a reoccurring viewer, just pause this video real quick and check if you are subscribed. Because if you are an avid YouTube viewer like me, sometimes you think you subscribe to people, but you're not. Okay, so make sure that
The way
you
that YouTube works, it's like they'll just keep showing the video to you, just never be subscribed.
right. So just make sure that you are actually subscribed, and we appreciate all the support. Last week's episode was kind of different, but don't worry, this week we are back to regularly scheduled programs. We're going to be talking about all the trending news, sports, culture stories. So stay tuned. But as always, we are going to start off the episode with our weekly rundown.
What's happening? Hey.
So for my week, daylight savings started officially. And let me tell you something. I am one with the sun. I've discussed this several times. I'm always cold. And even like you guys know that I started a new job, and my coworkers have already caught on to the fact that, baby, I'm not taking off this sweater until it's warm. You know what I mean? Like, I be zipped up and they be like talking about it. And I think it's so funny because I'm like, oh, you will figure out immediately that if I'm cold, I am not about to take off my coat. And back to the daylight savings thing. So on Sunday, it moved, like we went back an hour. So at 2 a.m., I think it went back to 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And so the whole thing of that, I'm sure there's like a real reason why. Someone said it's like because of farmers or something. I don't know. Shout out to the farmers. We need y'all. What I'm saying is, by the time I'm coming back home from New York at 4 or 5 p.m., baby, I'm really seeing the sunset. And it is very upsetting to me and my homegirls.
As your homegirl, it's really not that upsetting. What?
Shey and I had you liked everything at night though. Like you thrive in nighttime.
Let me just say this real quick, because Shayla and I have had a story. Like I said, story. We had an episode about this a while ago when it came to daylight savings, and I said to her, I really hate. Like I get it. People say seasonal depression, this, that, and the third, and they said like, oh, once the time goes back, that's when my depression really kicks in. I'm like, if the hour going back really impacts your mood like that, you were depressed already. Like
this is a very
so
insensitive take. I
get that. And as someone who's like an advocate for mental health, I think we need to. I am an advocate for mental health, but to sit there and just like predicate your depression to the fact that the time went back is actually clinically insane.
This is a very hot take.
And I get it. It could be Lucifer of a take. I don't care. Like if you are just going to sit there and claim to me that the time going back is now triggering your depression, you were depressed already. You just needed a reason.
No, I don't think that's true whatsoever. And I will be clipping this clip so the people to comment down below and tell us your take. Rebecca is saying that you are fake depressed if you're trying to attach it to daylight savings. But what I will say, as someone that I like the sun, I'm like happier, like the vibe, it makes me happy. When I'm coming back home and it is already like dark nighttime, I do not feel inclined to do anything, right? Like now I am trying to go back to, well, not back, but now I'm like trying to figure out my new gym schedule, right? So when I'm coming home, I'm trying to like change to go to the gym, but like I would feel more enthusiastic about heading back outside if the sun was out. But now it's like, oh baby, you gotta
Girl,
go to sleep. But it's like, well, no, it's only 6 p.m. Like it's
the
still full day.
stars and the moon is out. If change your perspective, just because the
Oh
sun
my
don't
girl,
shine, does
let
not
me
mean that the star and the moon don't shine. Like, let's be for real. Like, you already were depressed. Like, that's what it
no, no,
was.
oh my, I cannot wait to get the people. Please comment down below what you think. Are you on Rebecca's side or Shayla's side? Let us know. But back to my week. That's the number one thing that is like I'm seeing the sunset every day on my way back home. But listen, I am living in my answered prayers. I'm blessed. I have a job and I'm like, period. I love it. Okay. And that's the really
Living in
honest.
your answered prayers. Go ahead, Shayla.
Yes, because if you are OG viewer, you know. Well, maybe like you don't know like that, because I didn't want to come on the podcast every day being upsetting, but like it was a struggle to get here. So I'm like, I love it. And number two is just trying to get back to the gym. I said I would never go to the gym at night, and here I am, child. I have no choice but to go to the gym at night. And it is very different. It is packed to the brim, honey. But we make it work. But that's my week. It was
Listen,
good.
and the fact that you even getting up to go do it is an accomplishment within itself.
Yeah, because when I come home from New York, baby, the last thing I want to do is head back out to the gym because I'm
Because, like, I
tired.
think traveling back from the city just feels like a full-time job within itself. Like,
Hello, real exhausting. And like well, I mean, if you're not from like the tri-state area, you may not understand. But like when you hit Port Authority, if you're taking the bus, baby, you gotta be running up escalators and this. Oh my God, the bus is 2 minutes away. And it's really a hustle and bustle. So it's really like the pre-workout to the workout when I come back to
but
Jersey.
it's like even with Port Authority, like I tell people, like I've had people who don't take the train who come
Yeah.
with me, and the moment everybody starts running to your like their stop or like wherever the train landed, you gotta move. Like there's no looking around. Move forward. Don't look back.
Hello. The
Like,
lines, depending what time you go, the lines is like you gotta figure out which line you on, what's happening. Like you really gotta be in your P's and Q's, honey, because if not, you will be left behind. But tell
okay.
us about you. You had a very productive week. Tell us about Texas.
Yes. So if you guys know, last week on Thursday, I had went to Texas and then I came back on Monday. My overall like rating for Texas, I would give it like a solid 6. Like I mainly, and I think the 6 is mainly because I went to go see my friend, and I already
Mhm.
told Deanna, shout out to you. Happy belated birthday also. I told her, I was like, if I come back to like Dallas specifically, the only reason why I would come back is for you. Like, I didn't do anything really where I was sitting there like, oh my God, I gotta go experience that again. And y'all know your girl is a very picky eater. The food was just not doing it for me. We went to this barbecue place that my coworker told me about. My friend Deanna,
Mhm.
she was like, oh, I came here and it was like real good. I took a bite of my brisket sandwich and I was like, right. The mac and cheese was made with American cheese. And then the man, he thought he was, I get it. It was a very kind gesture. But like, he was like, oh, since you're visiting from Jersey, I'm going to put this on your plate. It was like a piece of a brisket. I'm going to see if I can find the photo. But I just
It wasn't
wasn't,
good from what
it
the
wasn't
vibe you're
doing it
giving.
for me. Exactly. And
Yeah.
um, I ended up taking the brisket. Deanna was getting real princess treatment. I made this girl breakfast almost every single day. Like breakfast. I
Period.
made
That's how we all deserve to be treated.
Exactly. The fact that it was her birthday weekend, also, I was like, it's okay. It was giving real domesticated, real wife behavior. Like, I was like, yeah, lock me down today. Right. I also tried a Waffle House for the first time. And this might be a hot take, but I feel like Waffle House is kind of overrated. Like it wasn't doing much for me. Like, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. Like what I got was good, but it wasn't like the way that people be beasting on
That's
about
what
it
it
on
is.
social media. And I also think another reason for that is like I wanted to go to a Waffle House in the hood. Like I feel like I want to see the shenanigans. I want to see the
The
antics.
fights.
Yeah, I want to see all the antics. I want to see it all, right? And I feel like the place where we went to, the community there was real demure. And so
Right.
like everybody was
My thinking of like Waffle House is like probably like late night type stuff. Like McDonald's is like well, let me not say everybody, but like usually McDonald's hits better when you're like drunk, like 2 a.m. like type
yeah.
stuff, not like You
But
know,
also, we went at like 11:45 at night, so it's just
okay, it
like,
was kind of late night. But were you guys sober?
yeah, very much
Well,
so.
that's what I
This is
mean.
the let me put my brightness down a little more for y'all so y'all can see. This is, I think the place is called Terry Blackwell or something like that. Terry Blacks.
I don't think we could tell from that, but it gives real soul food vibes.
Girl, this was not, this is barbecue.
Oh, it looks soul food to me
And
from
the thing,
here.
another thing that perplexed me is that like after you pay for your food or whatever like that, when you go to get like your condiments, your drinks and everything, they just
Mhm.
got slices of bread so you could eat with this. I was like, that is crazy. Like, I also went to a honky tonk. I think that's how you pronounce it.
What is that?
Basically, girl, they was doing line dances, they was doing square dancing, and so I'm just staring. And like one of the guys was like, "Oh, you don't want to go do that?" I said, "I don't think like I don't know how to dance uncoordinated on purpose. Like it just it
Well,
was."
isn't like line dancing like it's coordinate, like it's a choreography? I don't know.
But the
Even if
way
you
they were, I don't know how to, like they weren't. It wasn't like a typical like I'm thinking footloose line dancing. Like no, it
like it's
wasn't.
not a choreography,
No,
no.
these were people were partnered. They were spinning each other around, legs, girls kicking their whole leg
Mm,
up in the air. I'm like,
okay.
okay. At times I kept forgetting that I was in Texas because again, like I'm with my childhood friend, like we just
Mhm.
chilling, vibing, going with the vibe. So it didn't feel
Right.
like it until like there was things that reminded me. Like the fact
Mm.
that they have a Dallas Cowboy store at almost every corner is insane. It gave
Okay,
cult.
support.
I couldn't believe it. And then so like every guy who I was talking to, like I would ask them, I'm like, oh, like, are you
Mhm.
a Dallas Cowboys fan? They're like, of
Of
course. Like
course.
they're like, oh, what fan are you? A Giants? I was like, absolutely. They're like, y'all suck. I said, first of all, calm down on us because if anything, our team's basically got the same record one. And two, your team hasn't won a Super Bowl on cable in years. At least I can recall a time when my team won a Super Bowl and it wasn't on a DVD player. Like, let's be so for real, right? And they was like, oh, but our year is coming. I was like, as a Giants fan, I don't think any Giants fan is going to sit here and tell you that the Giants are in Super Bowl contention at all. But we're gonna support, we're gonna ride or die. You talk to a Cowboys fan, they think they're gonna make it every year. Like I just it's Delulu. The drinks were not hitting. I think I'm defective also. I just
What
think
you mean by you're defected? What you mean by
even
that?
like people gas up the cut waters. I remember I had 4 cut waters and I'm sitting here just staring at everybody like there's nothing hitting. At one point, like me and Deanna had like, I want to say like 4 cups of Hennessy and Coke. I'm blinking, like sober as like I think they watered down the liquor out there. I don't know. Like it was nothing was hitting. I was just like, oh no.
But I feel like also because you prefer like Henny, just dark liquor straight, your tolerance is just higher. Cut water isn't that like the canned drink?
Yeah, that's the
So
one we
it's
have in
like
the
it's
car.
different. It's less, you know what I mean? It's less concentrated type
Yeah.
thing.
I was just like, this is doing nothing for me. Also the drinks was type cheap. Like I got 2 drinks, it was $17 and some change. In Jersey, that's 45 easy. Like I was like, wow. Also, one thing I will give Texas, the highways are clean. I did not like, I was just staring. I was like, I don't even see a bubblegum wrapper. And the thing that was killing me is because I'm like, in Jersey, you will drive down the highway and see a 14-piece dining set on the side of the road. It's like, how'd you get there? Right. But in Texas, in Dallas specifically, because I don't know what Houston and stuff look like, but in Dallas specifically, the highways were clean. I was very surprised, very surprised. And then the moment I came back from Jersey, I was in an Uber, and the moment I look on the side of the road, there's a whole microwave. I was dying of laughter. I was like, Texas would never. But yeah, I also think it's funny seeing everyone's reaction when I tell them I'm from Jersey. They're like, oh, where you from? I'm like, Jersey. They're like, oh. I'm like, y'all know something
What
about
you mean? They don't like us over there?
Girl, I don't know. I think they just got a thing about East Coast people. Cause like,
So
you know,
are they? Is Texas considered West Coast?
girl, it's the South. I don't know.
Mm.
I know we
I
sound
don't
so
know. If don't come for me if I
right.
sound dumb asking that. I don't know. I just know East Coast really.
Yeah, but that was it. Yeah, Texas was cool. Would
Okay.
I go back again? Like,
Well, we want to go back to Houston, like as a girls trip, not just Rebecca.
no, we want to
Deanna
go
is the
to Houston. We never been there. You said go back.
Oh, like if we go back to Texas,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we
yeah,
go to Houston.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I would want to go to Houston. There were some guys we met, like, the accents. I was just like, say this again. I was just thought it was so interesting. Or like when I was like, water, and they were like, water. I'm like, all right, not too much on me, please. But
All right.
I had actual stuff to talk about.
Oh, okay.
Um, I'll keep it short, sweet, and cool, calm, and collected. I'm not really a Halloween girl, right? Like last year, I took part, like, Shayla and I talked about it. Like, our parents would let us wear little costumes here and there. But seeing the creativity from people this year, and I know like people are creative every year, but I just feel like I've just been seeing it in abundance this year. I gotta take part. I'm already thinking about my Halloween costume for next year. Like the people who dressed up as the Lorax, if you dressed up as the Lorax, you are a time. These people was in the middle of the club on the stages acting a fool. I loved it. Kayla Nicole, you won, girl. You won, sis. You won that.
Yeah, I feel like this was like some people were getting backlash for it because it's like, oh, why are celebrities just recreating things, right? Like they're making Halloween be a production. But I'm like, I don't know why people are mad about that. Like, if you could do it, do it. You know what I mean? Like it's just like
Exactly.
anyone could just post a photo. If you got the money and the resources to do a full-blown music video and hire somebody to teach you a dance or like to do a whole magazine cover photo shoot, like
Yeah.
why not? You know what I mean? Like I feel like people want to be pressed about things that is like there's so many other things to be mad about that if you're mad that someone did a full-blown production, it's like you mad because you can't get in type stuff. Like what?
Yeah. And then also, I want to mention, as a red velvet lover, right? One thing you could never convince me, and I know people like to sit there and I think they try to trigger me on purpose when they say this, is that, oh, when I say I love red velvet, they're like, oh, so you like chocolate cake? No, red velvet and chocolate cake are not the same thing. It's like me saying I'm making a yellow cake, I throw blueberries in it, and I tell you it's a yellow cake. No,
Isn't red velvet just like chocolate with red dye in it though?
it's cocoa powder in the mix. It's not just chocolate. Yes, there's red dye, but it's not chocolate cake. It's its own identity. And I don't care what people are just I think they try to trigger me when they say this. Like, I get very passionate about it because it's not chocolate cake, it's red velvet. Okay. Like if I make you a yellow cake and I toss strawberries in it, you're not going to sit there and tell me that this is a yellow cake. No, it's strawberries. It has its own identity. Just like if you eat a pancake or a waffle and I throw blueberries in it, it's the regular dough, or I said the dough, it's the regular whatever, but I put something in there for you. Okay. And the last two things I want to talk about, right? I was having this conversation with somebody, and it's like, I don't care how deep, like when I say deep, you are digging inside of me. You will never convince me that a baby is less of a commitment than a marriage. Or no, yeah, like less of a commitment than marriage.
It was that even ever a question?
The way people just be out here
A
popping,
child is like a lifelong commitment. A wedding, a ring, baby, you just sign the papers and that's it. Cut
and I'm
ties.
like,
A child is
yes, because I was having a conversation with this guy, and he told me, he was just like, oh, yeah, like I would rather have like kids than just get married. And
baby, whoever said that don't know nothing about
I'm
life.
like,
No
maybe
shade.
it's me who's like backwards in the minds. And it's like, if you believe that a child is less of a commitment than marriage, please explain to me the thought process behind that. Because for me and mine, no man can ever convince me that me giving him a kid is going to be less of a commitment than you putting a ring on my finger. Like, I'm attached to you. And like, I know we talk about, oh, like 18 years. Yes, 18 years is like the until adulthood, but you really taking care of that child even surpassed 18. You could not convince me that me and you having a kid is ever going to be less of a commitment than you putting a ring on my finger. I just, no. I'm so
Yeah, I
sorry.
1000% agree with you. A
Like,
child is a lifelong commitment. A marriage, you could easily just.
dip in, dip
And
out.
even if you don't want to like officially like go through the paperwork to divorce, you just go your separate ways. To be honest, I've seen that like often. Yeah, just,
Okay. Like,
you married under like the government eyes, but trying not, you have no connection to each other.
separated. Exactly.
Right.
But like, you can't separate from the fact that y'all got to, I mean, if you want to be a deadbeat.
Right. Yes.
Right.
You know, there
But,
are a lot of deadbeat, not just fathers, mothers too, like
right.
parents in general.
Exactly. So I'm like, if you want to be a deadbeat, then go be a deadbeat. But like, no, no. Also, a question I keep seeing popped up on, like, you see it every few months or whatever like that, but I've been seeing it a lot more on my TikTok. It was just like, hypothetically, if your man's mom smacked you, how are you reacting? And I just think the responses to it have like been taking me out, because people are like in the comments like mink mink. I'm like, no, honestly, Shayla might think differently, but like,
Yes, if you are ever wondering, I am not slapping back someone's mother.
um,
Girl,
yeah,
don't answer. You knew that was gonna
I
be the
know,
answer.
but
I'm
like,
not
I'm saying in
smacking
terms
you.
of like, I wish I could say like I agree with you, but like the relationship would automatically be like stripped, because the moment you put your hands on me, like, you don't care about who I am. And so I'm not going to care who you are. I'm reciprocating. And when I reciprocate, I'm folding you in your clothes. Like,
Well,
don't.
no, 1,000%. I'm not saying that the relationship would be the same. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like I'm not gonna smack you back, but trust and believe, I would never put myself in a predicament where we are in the same place together. Like if you're my partner, I will make sure I communicate that. Like, listen, I know that's your mother, and it's up to you what you want to do, because I cannot. You know what I mean? Like I'm not about to act like everything is good and dandy after your mom just slapped me. Like, no.
Like, and I just know I'm going to make the situation worse, because it's just like he be like, yo, you really hit my mama. Yes, I laid your mama out. Like, yeah, she cleaning the floor, pine saw. Stop playing with me.
Yeah,
Like,
I would not do that to the mother, but just trust and believe the relationship will no longer be a relationship.
yes, but that's all for me.
That's all. We're like 30 minutes in, but we love that. We weren't
It's
here last weekend for
okay.
real.
It's
So,
okay.
now we are going to get into our news segment, but don't get scared. If you are not a news person, honey, just scroll through, because after the news, we'll get into all our social media trending topics, and then we'll move over to sports. So, as our title of our podcast says, too much, we got a whole lot of topics. So just scroll through and find what you like. But for the people that do like to stay informed, let's get into that. So the first thing is that, you know, the governor election happened. If you watched our last video, we broke down. As true Jersey girls, you know what I mean? We're just not all about the trending topics. We like to be a little educated and stay, tapped into what's happening in the streets of Jersey. We broke down the candidates from our state. It was Mikie Sherrill versus Jack Ciattarelli, and the results are in. And our new governor is, in fact, Mikie Sherrill. Okay, and it was actually a big win for Democrats in several states in during this election. It was Mikie Sherrill won New Jersey's governor's race, keeping the seat blue as she steps in for term limited Phil Murphy. So our good friend Phil Murphy will be exiting, and Mikie Sherrill will be entering the governor's seat. And in New York City, progressive Zohran Mamdani scored a surprise victory. He won the mayor's race with just over 50% of the votes. And in Virginia, Abigail Spanberger made history as the state's first woman elected governor. So together, the wins mark a major Democratic momentum heading into next year's national elections. And so, I feel like, especially specifically here in Jersey, there was a lot of kind of like, I don't even know what the word is, like speculation, or like the eyes were on Jersey because yes, we have always been a blue state, but during like their last presidential election, a lot of counties were like leaning towards red, right? So a lot of people were like, okay, this is the perfect election to see, is the state going to turn red? And actually no, it did not, right? I feel like maybe because of what is happening overall, you know what I mean? Like Trump is president and a lot of things that are happening right now in the world, people are not happy with. And so maybe it could be a connection to that. The world may never know. But the reality is that Democrats did come out in the winning side during this recent election. And a fun fact that I was seeing, first of all, when Zohran Mamdani won, all of the social media clips on TikTok were hilarious. Keep in mind, if you don't know or like aren't from the tri-state area, he is Muslim. And so like all of like just like the cultural, like I don't even know if it's disrespectful to be honest, but it was just like the cultural dances and like they're just like so like I'm
The
like
thing that had me dying is somebody was like, "Halal, we up." I was
oh
like,
my god, honestly I want to know where our good sister
"Oh no, yo!" Everybody was, they was
Naija.
like, "Oh, Nisha, it's your time to stand up."
Hello. Girl,
God.
I've been waiting for that clip. I'm like, girl, what is happening? Where you at, sis? But anyways, a lot of people were kind of like, again, in New York City because we're from Jersey. New York is kind of like our cousin. The things that happen over there also matter to us. And so a lot of people were like, is Cuomo going to win? He was supposed to run as a Democrat, but then he was like, decided to run as an independent. And he lost. And so
Like, I think he got quite a few votes, right? I think
yeah, he did. But like
46%, I think.
yeah, he definitely got a hefty amount, but it's like for Zohran Mamdani to win, it was very unexpected because you know Cuomo had the big name, right? The current governor was the guy that loves to push on the cars.
Oh, Eric Adams.
Eric Adams, like all of the mayors from New York have always been a whole lot of MS. And then Zohran Mamdani wasn't that big name, you know what I'm saying? But one thing that he did do, baby, he was in the streets, he was outside, he was where the people were. And I think, you know, that is what got him to, you know, the final result. Like if he was not outside for real and meeting people where they were, 1,000% he would not have won.
And I think another thing that got him that win is the fact that like how blunt he just sounds. Like when he was talking to people, like the way he would be saying things and responding. And like that's why like a lot of people are like saying like, you know, we have like that shift where like the millennials are now making more of the like, well, not millennials, I think. Well, millennials, Gen Zs,
The
like
younger generation.
yeah, like we're the ones like really dictating the future now. I mean, we knew
Mhm.
that, but I think you're starting to see that more
Yeah.
as we progress. And then I've seen some people like, you know, the people who aren't happy that he won because the fact that he's Muslim, people are making that a thing.
And a socialist. He
Yeah,
like titles himself as like a democratic socialist.
right.
So
And so like people are talking about we're leaving New York, this, that, and that. I was like, do not come to Jersey. We already got traffic as it is.
please
Do not come here. Please. Go to
figure out another state.
Pennsylvania. They got space. They got
Virginia. Go to Virginia. DC.
they got all the space in the world. Go there. Jersey cannot facilitate anymore. Please, we busting out the seams already.
Right. We are fighting for our lives. We're trying to buy a house. Okay, let me buy my house first and then y'all could figure it out yourselves. But one last point before I move on to the next topic is that Zohran Mamdani met his wife on Hinge. What? Let me tell you something. We've discussed dating apps on this podcast several times, and we have, you know, discussed how dating apps are a mess. And we even did a video where we like read out our most like out of pocket replies. And so the fact that, oh my God, I forgot I had these assets right here. First of all, if you didn't know, that's Mikie Sherrill to the left, Zohran Mamdani in the middle, and then to the right is the new Virginia governor. And then this is like from a Times article of how like confirming that they did in fact that Zohran Mamdani met his wife on Hinge. Isn't that crazy? That's his wife right there. Can you imagine you're going on this date and you just think like, you know, it's just regular man, and fast forward is the New York mayor?
Honestly,
That's why I know we had a dating coach that said don't date potential. But in this,
but that's what I would want. Like I always said, like I think I would be a very interesting first lady. I really do think so.
oh Lord.
Girl, just I would be an interesting first lady. Like, let's say
Yeah.
my man decided to. First off, they would have to really put me through some like rigorous training.
Hello, PR training. Like, oof. I don't even honestly,
They
I
would put
think
me
they just
through
gotta keep you
etiquette.
inside for the photos, take her out.
They would have to say me and him separated. Like, honestly, that's really what they would have to do. Because honestly, if my man, let's say, ran for president and I was like first lady or whatever like that, and he wins, they're gonna be like, dag, another Amazon truck has crossed over the premises. They'd be like, oh, the leader of the free world is out here frying, like, no, grilling on the grill. Yes, because before the president, he is my husband. I do not care if I ask for a burger, he gonna go do that for me. There's no staff going to do that.
No, but I think yes, once your partner becomes the mayor, he's not going outside to get you a burger. He's the
Who
mayor.
said that?
Well, this is why y'all would have to, like you said, they would be separated. So if you are also on dating apps, listen, there is hope. I'm sure if I'm Hinge, I'm getting on the line with Zohran Mamdani and his very beautiful wife, and she's like an artist and illustrator, and like she's all about like painting and fashion, and she really much is that girl. And so yeah, if I'm Hinge, I'm hitting them up and I'm putting them on my next commercial. Honestly, even if they don't want to do it, is you know what I mean? Like I helped y'all out.
I'm circulating that story
Immediately. Okay. Front page.
I love that, especially because I feel like sometimes we hear a lot of tragic dating stories, and Shayla and I would just be a sliver in that pie.
Yeah.
Right. But I just think the fact that, okay, y'all met on Hinge, you the mayor of New York City, and I'm right by your side. What? We locked in for real.
Hello. Okay? And also I think it like given, I think the stigma of using dating apps is like, it's becoming normal because it's just how things are now in 2025. But like the fact that you out loud said that, like I remember when we were younger, I don't know if this is like your truth, but people would never want to say that they're on a dating app. So it was seen like as like, oh, you mad weird, like why you be on a dating app? But I think like, baby, the New York mayor met his wife on Hinge. Why are you not on dating apps? You know what I mean? Okay. I don't know. It may just be me.
Listen, clearly Big Allah did his big one for them. Okay. And inshallah. Okay, look at me.
Girl, I mean, I hope you're using these terms right. I don't know nothing about that.
I used to work for a therapist office and they were Muslim and they used to be teaching me all the words.
Okay,
so, if you are Muslim, tell me if I said it right. I know my Arabic ain't the best, but we
trying. Okay. So the next topic that I've saw all over social media this week is our good friend Mackenzie Scott. Okay, you're like, girl, who is Mackenzie Scott? Let me show you right here. That's Mackenzie in the middle, and she is Jeff Bezos's ex-wife. But she does deserve to have her own title because she does. She's a philanthropist and novelist. And baby, one thing about Mackenzie Scott, she loves her some HBCUs. Okay. So she has continued her record-breaking philanthropy with a particular focus on HBCUs. Alabama State University received a $38 million gift, the largest in its 158-year history. And Howard University landed an $80 million donation. She also gave $70 million. I hope you guys are keeping it's millions. And I'm not talking about ones. She's talking about big money. Okay.
Big bank.
Hello. She also gave $70 million to the United Negro College Fund to strengthen 37 HBCUs and help close long-standing endowment gaps. Basically, giving schools that historically haven't had as much money in their savings account more resources to support students, scholarships, and campus programs. Scott has said her giving is driven by a, quote, a deep belief in the value different backgrounds bring to problem solving on any issues, which underscores her ongoing commitment to supporting HBCUs. Here's the thing. I don't know, like, if it's my trauma response, but I'm just like, why is she giving so much money to HBCUs? I'm not saying that she shouldn't, like 1,000% yes, but I feel like for so long, people just don't be giving money like that, especially as a white woman, that I'm just like, hey, thank you. Like, I want to hug Mackenzie. I know for a fact she is invited to all the cookouts, all the everything. Yes. If you baby, maybe not for you, but all the HBCU people, I'm sure they're like,
And
you're invited to the cookout.
that is why we have problems, because we invite everybody to the cookout. That's the problem.
Baby, Mackenzie, no. Mackenzie's not just talking. She is out here donating millions of dollars that are going to positively impact these HBCUs that have for many years been underfunded. Like, she's not just saying, "Oh yeah, I want to make a difference," and is not giving a dollar. She is putting her money where her mouth is, and she is supporting. And I think, I do side eye it a little bit, because I'm like, why does she feel so perplexed to give so much money to HBCUs? Like, I'm just like, is there something that's happening that you trying to hide? Like, I don't know.
I mean, for one, it's a tax write-off. So that's another thing to mention. I think for me, I see it from two perspectives, because remember who we currently have in presidency right now. So I already know the funding that HBCUs should be and could be getting is not being handed out effectively right now. I already understand that. And I think this is great for HBCUs, especially if the money is used properly and correctly, right? I think for me, whenever I think of like people donating these large amounts of money, my next question is oversight. Who is the person divvying up this money to making sure that the resources are actually, effectively being spread out? I don't want to just hear, oh, this money's being used for this. Okay, cool. But then the dorms is still breaking down. That security is still not being provided on campuses. There's still students being like, I don't know, you got different KKK members popping up on campuses and stuff like that. Like, I want to see the money being effectively put into these schools. And it's not even like I need to see the difference now or anything like that. Like, I just need to know that the money that is being sent to you guys is effectively being put into the resources of the school and the students at that school. Another thing, the other side of me, I do side eye it. Whenever I see that she is donating money, the first thing I think, I'm like, this is white guilt, because girl, it's just like, I love this for HBCUs. And as someone who wanted to go to an HBCU and didn't, like, the fact that, you are giving money to these schools and everything like that, amazing. But it's giving white guilt. Like, I don't know.
But then here's like the thing that is like, we can't tell what, like, white people, right? Like, oh, you guys need to, show up and have action. And then when they do it, it's like, oh girl, no, that's white guilt. I feel like when people are doing things right, it's like, yes, this is how you use your privilege and your money. And you're not just saying like, oh, well, these people need this. And then it's like, well, you have all the resources to do make the change and you're not doing anything. So I think what my thing is like, I want to amplify that, and I don't want it to go unnoticed. I'm pretty sure it is not, for the people that, actually go to HBCUs and the people that work there. Like, it's a good thing. And I just want to give her shout out, even if a tax write-off. I know a lot of billionaires. Well, I don't know them, but like, we see several billionaires that could also have it as a tax write-off and they choose not to. So I feel like just because it is that doesn't negate the fact that it still is important that she's doing that.
Yes, for sure. Applause to her. I think two things can be true. It can be very much like you're benefiting HBCUs, but it's also could be white guilt. Like that, two things can be true at the same time. I want to say she is definitely doing more for HBCUs than our current, Keke Palmer is for HBCUs. If you know, you know. But I love that for her. Go ahead, girl.
Yeah, so shout out to Mackenzie. All right, our last but not least. Do you want me to intro this?
No, I could do this one.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about SNAP benefits. This has been a conversation since like a little, towards the end of October, but definitely now that we're in November, because November SNAP benefits are not here, right? So SNAP benefits hit its limit, and the FAA is reducing flights by 4% and will increase to 10% next week. So the ongoing government shutdown is starting to hit Americans in the real ways, okay? So Congress has repeatedly failed to pass a funding bill, leaving the federal government in limbo. People have not received their November SNAP benefits, but a recent court ruling is requiring the Trump administration to fund them so they can be distributed, right? So meanwhile, The FAA has directed airlines to reduce flight capacity by 4% to 40 major airports. And if you know, Newark Liberty Airport for us in Jersey is definitely one of those airports. So if you are planning, we're getting into holiday season, especially Thanksgiving, Christmas, a lot of people are thinking about traveling or already have things already set and traveled. So look, I would say go make sure that your flight is, one, not canceled, two, not delayed. And if you are, I feel like certain airlines, I know United Airlines is doing this. If you don't want to go take your flight or anything like that, you can cancel it and get a full refund. So I would also check with the airlines if you do have booked trips to see what's going on there. So from families relying on food assistance to travelers facing flight disruptions, the shutdown is beginning to affect more and more Americans. Now, Shayla and I had talked about this a little while ago, and we were saying, a lot of people were like making all these different comments and stuff like that, like, oh, it's the Democrats' fault, it's this fault, like they're not the ones signing off on the bill. And we were like, people keep trying to put this blame on anything, but we keep forgetting that this funding bill is about the people. So who is being impacted right now? The people. So regardless if this bill is signed or not, the effects will still be affecting the people. Okay, so it's just like everybody want to sit here and make all these comments, this, that, and the third, is this side, that side. The larger picture here is that people are impacted still. There are people who don't have SNAP benefits and rely solely on those SNAP benefits. And the amount of people who thought they were a part of the 1%, who voted for the Trump administration to be there, now don't have crying on social media talking about, I don't got food. I can't feel bad for you. And I know Shayla is the more empathetic one out of the two of us. And I know people who did not vote for this at all, who are now impacted because they don't have the SNAP benefits. And to sit there and say they don't work, they work their behinds off. But the cost of living, you got other things to worry about. So those SNAP benefits are so necessary when you need the food, when you need to put food on the table for your kids, your husband, whoever, this, that, and the third. And you can't do that. And now we're about to get into Thanksgiving season.
Yeah, I think the fact that it had to take a court to like force Trump, like, no, you need to find these funds or like get the money to send these SNAP benefits to the people is like baffling to me, because it shouldn't have to take a court order to force you to send these benefits out. It should be like an obvious thing. Of course, you need to find the money, because I've said this several times. It's not that they don't have it, it's that they feel like our money could be used for better things. And it's like, no, the people need these benefits. And I know there are people that is like, oh, well, people that are using SNAP benefits are just like lazy and they just need to go out and work and da 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 da. And I'm like, if you feel so pressed about people getting food, I think like you need to check yourself, because it's like actually so like, girl, people, this is for food. Like, why are you so
pressed? I wanted to rebound off your point. So I forget which station did this, but they had interviewed this lady who was like crying about the fact that she doesn't get SNAP benefits, and the fact that like, well, she's not getting her SNAP benefits now. And she's like saying she's struggling to figure out how she gonna put food on the table. And she was crying, and she is a heavier set girl. And then there was people in the comments making these dumb comments, talk about well, now she can't go get junk food with the money that we're giving her, this, that, and the third. It's like, y'all want to police what people put in their mouths and in their bodies so bad, but it's like, that has nothing to do with you. Like, when do we sit here and ask ourselves, why do we care so much about what other people do with what they do? It's just like, the way people feel so inclined to sit there and be like, oh, people who use SNAP benefits are getting junk food, they're not eating healthy, and they're not eating this. Why
yeah,
are you so mad?
I remember like a few years back, it was like, oh, people shouldn't be able to buy seafood with SNAP benefits. I'm like, listen, I'm a food stamps baby. I was raised on food stamps. And it's just like, who cares? Like, why? Like Rebecca says, so what? Because I'm not well off, I don't deserve to taste seafood. And I know there's other people that are like, well, the problem is that they're using my money to fund other people's
the
food. Like,
government
why
uses
should
your money every day.
It's like, why should I have to work so hard for other people to be living good? And it's like that type of mentality is just so ignorant and selfish, because I hate to break it to you, regardless of if they're using it for SNAP benefits or not, they're still going to take your taxes out of your check. And if they're not using it to help people with SNAP benefits, they're going to use it for social, they're going to use it for something. You know what I mean? So it's like, whether they use it for chips or healthy food, whatever, I don't think anyone, well, let me not say anyone, because of course there's going to be that one example and people are going to run with it. But like, yes, are there people that use it for the wrong things? Okay, yes. As with everything in life, there's always outliers. But the reality is that no one is just like, oh yeah, my whole life goal is to be on food stamps and social services. No.
Like, I was just like, I don't understand. Like, my brain is just trying to wrap itself around like caring that much
Right.
about such a, like, I get it. Obesity is a problem in America. I would be a hypocrite to say, as a plus size girl, that do I not see that weight is a thing in America? Yes, I see that. That would be crazy for me to not even sit there and acknowledge.
Right.
But one thing I won't sit here and say is like, my day is so bothered if I see someone using their money to buy, I don't know, sugary cereal. Like, regardless if they use the SNAP benefits or they use money out of their own pockets to go buy it, it was going to be bought. If you have such a problem with that, talk to talk about the fact that the way that we regulate food in America, make it a new point. You so worried about this, but focus on this. Why is a salad $15 versus the cheeseburger or whatever at McDonald's being $5? Like, talk about that. Talk about the inequality in the pricing. Like, if we want to sit there and make points about things so bad, when you get SNAP benefits, you get a set amount. A set amount. You have to think, how can I best effectively spread out this money? I can't afford salads every single day. It's not realistic.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's been happening in life. There was also, like, we didn't talk about it, but like, it was a very unfortunate like UPS plane in, I believe it was like Louisiana, that crashed and like 9 people died. And it was just like, the amount of like plane incidents, accidents that have been happening recently is very scary. And it's just like, I'm so, I hope they find the people that were affected by it, but it's like, it's scary. It really is.
Yeah, as someone who just came off a plane, girl, especially like the day that I was leaving for Texas, like that's when we have really bad rainstorm and like the winds. And I was panicking because like somebody already told me like the turbulence is going to be crazy. I got on that plane. We took off. The moment I felt the turbulence, I said, Rebecca, it's either you go to sleep right now or you will pass out and die on this flight. Like, my soul was ready to leave.
Girl, it is a blessing every time. Like, I mean, traditionally how I was raised, like we always like pray when we get, if you're a believer, then you get it. Like, you get in the plane, you pray, and like once you arrive, like Dominicans are like, people make fun of them because like they clap. But like, honestly, the more you see these tragic incidents, like it is a blessing. Just because you go up, it is not guaranteed, honey, that you are going to land. So that's scary. But let's move on into our lighter, funner topics.
Our social corner. Yes, welcome to our social corner. So if you are new here, a little quick description. Our social corner is basically where we talk about some of the things we see trending on social media, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, yada, 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 you get it. If we see it trending, we're going to talk about it selectively. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Hulu's new show starring Kim K. It's called Allfair. And apparently it has a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So, like I mentioned, Hulu's new legal drama, All's Fair, co-created by Ryan Murphy and starring Kim Kardashian, Sarah Paulson, Glenn Close, Niecy Nash, Naomi Watts, and Tiana Taylor, has debuted to overwhelmingly negative reviews from critics, earning a 0% score on Rotten Tomatoes upon its release. The series follows a group of female divorce attorneys who broke away from their male-run firm to start their own practice, navigating power, love, and betrayal in and out of the courtroom. However, audiences' reactions have been more divided, with a 61% audience score as of November 5th. Many fans call the show fashion forward, campy, and fun, accusing critics of being unfair and biased against Kim Kardashian. Others agreed with reviewers, saying the show was tone deaf, poorly written, and superficial, wasting its potential despite strong visuals and a high profile cast. So I do have the trailer here, and I'm only going to show you a little bit of it because it's a whole 2-minute, 34-second long thing. But like when you look at it, I got some thoughts, okay?
Boy, do I love coming here. Walking down that hallway shaped like a clown cervix. Beef curtains. Black May West. As much as I'd love to continue to exchange pleasant cocktail pleasantries, there is a war to be won.
You better walk.
Oh, Laura. Wow, it's you.
Right this way.
You better walk.
You're the best divorce lawyers in town.
I need you to tell us the whole story.
We got married when I was still an undergrad.
We were in love, it was all perfect. Except for this one small thing.
I trusted him.
How did this ever happen to me?
She's not getting... Okay?
Men, they are terrified of women in power. And women besting men in divorce? No.
God, I love my job.
I tell my clients every day, you never really know a person. It's just a trap.
Guess who's here with me right now? Jay, say bye-bye to your future ex-wife.
Bye-bye.
See you in court, you poor discarded. Let's light her on fire.
Now, I would have played the rest of it, but again, it was just, it goes on longer. But to me, right, first off, I know that I saw Teyana Taylor and Kim Kardashian on like a press tour. I love Teyana Taylor down as an individual, but I'm not really checking for projects that she's a part of. So like, to me, I'm like, I really didn't care. So I really didn't pay attention to it at all. It wasn't until Shayla brought it up to my attention where she was like, oh, like, you know, Kim Kardashian and Teyana Taylor got a show. I said, oh, that's why they're on a press run. I didn't know. I was, okay, cool. So then when I finally saw the trailer, before I read like all the articles and like reviewers and everything like that, I was like, this looked like high quality production. I said, this looked like it'd be good. So like the fact that I see like there's like mixed reviews. I mean, with everything, there's always getting mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But I would have assumed it looked good. It looked like the storyline would be what it is, but that's the point of a trailer also, to make something seem as if it's the best thing in the world, you know?
Yeah, I just think I do be going to Rotten Tomatoes. If I'm trying to decide on like a movie or something, I'm not gonna lie, I do hold Rotten Tomatoes to a high standard. So when I saw 0%, I'm like, is this part of a PR stunt to like, because you know, haters are your biggest motivators. So it's like, all right, you saying 0%, now I got to watch it, and then watch the data in like a month or so, be like, oh, it was the most watched Hulu show in November. Because it's like when I see 0%, I'm like, I got to watch it. And the reason why it's also very perplexing is because Allsfair has such a star-studded cast. It's Kim Kardashian, Sarah Paulson, Glenn Close, Niecy Nash, Naomi Watts, and like the creator of it is also like someone, Ryan, he has done like a lot of
like big name stuff.
Exactly. I think he did like American Horror Stories. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's like, this is not somebody that like a random person just created the show. It's someone that has a track record of making hit shows. But I think on the other side, it's like, I think it's more like a comedy, and maybe people were expecting like lawyers, like, oh no, oh look, I just saw the ratings now. Rotten Tomato went from 0 to 5%. So like I said, watch from like December is gonna be up. I think the press tour has been cute because they have been popping up all the time. Like it seems like it's a good a good group of cast, but I think maybe just the writing of it doesn't give off like it's a serious thing. It gives more of a comedy. And also, like, Kim Kardashian is not known to be an actress, right? Like, this is, I think, her first time starring on a show, and she has expressed how, like, you know, she worked with like an acting coach and yada yada yada. And I think they mainly focus more, again, I have not seen the shows, but from the things that I read, it's like the show focuses more on like fashion. And I think I saw like a clip where like Kim K was showing like her booty cheeks in the office, and it was just like how the fashion, the outfit was giving. I don't know, she had an outfit in the office where it was like half her butt cheeks was out, and people are like, what, like, is this supposed to be an SNL skit? Is it a comedy? Like, what's
Yeah,
happening?
I think expectations is the problem here, because like, again, if you see the trailer, you see what we've seen, you're like thinking this is about to be like low-key. When watching that, it was low-key giving me Suits. Like, I'm like, it's, you know, as a girl who loves Suits, I was like, oh my God, okay, cool, calm,
You're
collected.
expecting serious matter type
Like,
vibe.
don't get me wrong, Suits had some comical moments, but for the most part, that wasn't the premise of the show. So like, you even explaining like certain things like that, like I would have never got that from the
The
trailer that
trailer.
we watched. So I think expectations is the problem here. People expected one thing and then end up seeing something completely different. And I think if you are like me, I don't care about the Kardashians. I don't support the Kardashians. Like, it's not like I'm going out of my way to be like, no, I'm boycotting them. But it's just like anything I see with them, I just keep pushing. So like, I think also that's the thing. Like, people are watching this mainly, like, yes, Tiana Taylor has like a fan base and a loyal fan base, but I don't think her fan base is as big as Kim Kardashian. So I think a lot of people are going into the project already with a preconceived bias about like, I'm gonna judge Kim Kardashian type of thing, you know?
Right. 1,000%. If you've watched it, please comment down below your thoughts. Do you believe it deserves a now 5% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, or are people just being haters and unfair? The next topic is something that I feel like am I freezing? Oh, okay. Something that a word that I learned this week is aloof. Rebecca, do you want to take any guesses of what aloof is?
And you know, it's crazy. Shayla had mentioned this to me yesterday, and I was like, gonna look it up, and she was like, no, don't look it up.
No, do not.
So like, I'm really going off like brain cells right now. So if I had to aloof, like, I think full, like, kind of like oblivious kind of way, like just airheady, like you don't really have a mind of your own kind of thing. Like, that's what I would think of.
Okay. So this word has been trending because the New York Post put out an article with the headline how Zohran Mamdani's aloof wife, Rama Duwaji, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing, quietly steered his campaign from behind the scenes. And so when I read that, I'm like, an aloof wife? Like,
It's kind
what?
of like elusive, kind of. Okay.
But even then, I'm like, why would you even? So then, of course, I have to Google it. And so it says here, an aloof wife is a woman who is emotionally distant, reserved, and not very friendly, appearing detached and uninterested in others, even her spouse. And when I read that, I was cackling because I think I would fall under the aloof wife category. So I'm like, this is a word I'm going to put in my pocket because I'm trying to be someone's aloof wife, because I already give like, why you mad all the time, like RBF face. And so I'm like, well, shout out to Mamdani's wife because she is inspiring future aloof wives of like, you can make it. You know what I mean? Because like, who would ever think to put that in the headline?
I feel like I would categorize myself as that too. Like,
yes, that's why that's why I was like, I need to like put Rebecca onto this word because we would fall under aloof wife categories.
Is she an immigrant?
Yeah, I think so.
And if she's like a firstborn or like, you know, or raised, like, you know, I think, yeah, we kind of got that. Like, we gonna, all right, you here, cool. If you're not here, cool. Like, I'm a rock without you. I'm a rock with you regardless. Like,
and I think they use the word like to kind of like a backhanded compliment. You know what I mean? Like to try to like give off like she's someone that doesn't care about her husband. And it's like, I don't think that is seen as like a like you dragging me. It's like, yes, that's the type of vibe I give off, but it doesn't mean I don't care about my man.
If
It's
she
just
was
I'm
like,
not.
no, I was just gonna say, like, but if she was like front and center, like a face everywhere, people would have been like, she doing it for attention. So it's like you can't please nobody. It's just like,
Exactly. So if you too fall, if you like that little description, grab that little word of the week. Because I think that Rebecca and I are future aloof wives because like, yes, I love you, but I'm not the type like I mean,
I don't know. I don't gotta be up underneath you everywhere you go, like making sure,
yes,
like, oh my god, baby, like you gonna do you, cool. If you need me, cool. If I want to be there, cool. Like we gonna rock
exactly.
regardless. Okay. So the next thing we are going to talk about, and this has been trending on my TikTok, and like I remember when it popped up, I was like, what is going on? Because if you keep in touch with like the whole Miss Universe world, then you know, but if you don't, I'm gonna help you know. Okay. So during a Miss Universe pre-pageant event in Thailand, Miss Universe Thailand executive clashed with Miss Mexico, criticizing her for not promoting the pageant and calling her dumb. When she went to defend herself, he interrupted her and called for security, prompting several contestants to walk out in solidarity. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a news report that breaks it down a little bit more.
In a live-streamed pre-pageant event, the host, Nawat Itzaragrisel, singles out Miss Mexico.
Mexico, where are you?
Berating her for not posting promotional materials about Thailand and criticizing the Mexico pageant director too.
It's a dumb for the queen.
25-year-old Fatima Bosch Fernandez stands and tries to respond.
No, not about you. Not about you.
And he shuts her down.
I didn't give you opportunity to talk. Security.
You can hear the protest from the other contestants. Then, in solidarity, a mass exodus, the live stream still running.
Stop.
A teary-eyed Miss Mexico immediately after.
I truly love Thailand, but what just your director did is not respectful. He called me dumb.
The host said he was misunderstood, offering a rambling apology.
If anyone not comfortable, I do apologize.
But the backlash was immediate. The Miss Universe organization condemned Mr. Nawat's behavior as malicious. In a video statement, the organization's president said Mr. Nawat had forgotten the true meaning of what it means to be a genuine host. And 2024 Miss Universe, who joined the walkout, expressed her support for Miss Mexico.
This is about the women's rights.
Danny Walker, former Miss Montana, now a pageant commentator, said it was out of line.
This shouldn't have happened at a very exciting moment for the ladies right before the official kind of kickoff and opening ceremony.
And this morning, Miss Mexico's still planning to compete.
No tengo miedo.
She says, I am here to raise my voice. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, so first off, I'm glad they pronounced the names because, baby, I would have butchered everything. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is like, number one, the fact that a man is in charge of running Miss Universe it's like, so why would a man be?
I don't think he's in charge of it. He's just one of like the high executives, though.
I feel like if it has to do with like a woman-led, I mean, I'm not saying this is not something that's like unusual. A lot of things is always run by men, and that's just what it is. But I am very proud of the Mexican candidate that she stood up, like, she stood her ground. Just because you don't like, the leadership in Mexico doesn't mean that you're about to come here and disrespect me. Because I think a lot of times these pageants and these, very aesthetically focused type of things, people don't really watch it because they think like, oh, these girls aren't the smartest, or like they're just focused on looks, like they don't know how to articulate themselves. And so this is a moment where it kind of proved like, no, I'm not just a pretty face, and I'm not about to just sit here and be disrespected by any man. I don't care what your leadership position is. You're not about to talk to me like I'm just, a regular girl. And even if I'm regular, you're not about to just disrespect me. So shout out to her, and shout out to the other women that stood up with her and walked out, because sometimes a lot of people would just accept disrespect because they want the crown or they want to win something. And I think, no shade, at the end of this whole Miss Universe thing, she gotta be the winner, because nobody else is gonna top that. Like, yeah, what? This is who we want representing us. And also the man, like I also saw a clip where he was like crying, like, "Ah." No, you meant what you said. You just mad that that video was resurfaced on social media and now everyone is dragging you, because I promise you, if this video wouldn't have gotten out and they wouldn't have clocked the very disrespectful stuff that he said, um he would have never apologized to her or anyone that may have felt offended. So I think it's very much a fake apology, and he knew people were recording, I feel like. And if he didn't, it's like, imagine he probably says worse things behind the camera, like when nobody is looking. So shout out to her, and I hope she wins the final Miss Universe situation.
Yeah, when I saw this, like I saw other clips where like I don't remember which Miss one this lady was, but she was like, because after so many people got up and like in the video, you could hear like the executive say a little bit like, oh, if you stand up, and then he says something like, I guess repercussions would be coming to them or something like that. And like there were some girls who were still in there like after some of them walked out, and they were like, can we talk together as a collective? Like, what do you mean, can we talk together as a collective? Like, are you leaving out this piece or not? Like, what is we talking about for real? Like what is there to discuss? What is there to discuss? Because if it was you, would you have wanted people to stand up and walk out with you? Right? I think it's important to note also sometimes, as people who come from immigrant households, a lot of things can be misconstrued when you speak and stuff like that. So I do get that point. I just don't see it applied in this situation, because you wanted to break that girl. You wanted to be able to talk to her. And when she stood up and said, can I say, he said, I don't want to hear from you. I didn't ask you to speak. Oh, baby,
Yeah, but once you talk about, Mexico or I'm here to represent the country. So I gotta step in. If you mention it, it's a part of my job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, I wasn't talking to you. No, the moment that you mention anything that I consider close to the ties to me, baby, you got me talking. You wanted me to speak. Now you got it. He didn't expect anybody to stand up and say nothing. That's the thing. And to your point, like he probably talked like this all the time and people don't say nothing.
Yeah.
So he wasn't expecting to get any of this backlash. So all these fake tears you got, all this, oh, I'm so sorry. Nip it.
Move.
Cut it. And I think to your point, I never watched Miss Universe because I do kind of have that philosophy, like they kind of all airheads. Yeah, like they all love like to give that, that generic answer, world peace. Like that's what I think of in my mind when I think of them. So like the fact that she stood up and said, hold up, wait a minute, because I think a lot of times, especially like I see that with me in personal experience, like when people think they're gonna talk to me, however, because I smile and laugh a lot, and then like once you like nip it, it's like, hold up, because who are you talking to?
Yeah. And after the situation, like she left the room, baby, and she gathered the press. Like she took it upon her own. Said, oh, I'm gonna get on top of the issue before you come out and try to send your own story, baby. She gathered the troops immediately and said, like, I love like she did it so good. And so I feel like if anyone else is given the crown, it's like no shade, baby. I'm trying to book her for the interviews, not you.
Okay. And like to her point where it's just like, if you got a problem with the people in my country, that don't got nothing to do with me for real. So why are you trying to come at me like this? Like you talk about some, oh, they didn't do this for Thailand. They sent me here. I'm representation, baby. What are you talking about?
Like, go talk to them. Go talk to the leadership of this. That got nothing to do with me. So shout out to her. I appreciate her standing up. And I think, long term, it is good to like, for other women to see like, oh, it's not all about beauty, because, there are people that got more to offer. So shout out to them.
And people on his social media is cutting up like them comments.
As they should. And also, I do want to, Mexico is a big, big country, honey. So it's like, it's a lot of people that is like, because now I feel like you're trying to come from my country. So the people in Mexico, I know for sure, are dragging him. Like, girl,
they about to ride at dawn.
Hello. Okay. As they should. The next topic that has been trending, we have discussed about how scary AI is becoming. And so this week, the very popular AI artist was interviewed by CBS. Her name is Talisha Nikki Jones, right? She's a 31-year-old from Mississippi and the creator behind Xaniamonet.
I think it's Ziana.
Okay, well, is the creator of Xaniamonet the first AI generated artist to chart on Billboard's radio?
Zanaya. Girl, you know what we got.
Is the creator behind Xaniamonet the first AI generated artist to chart on Billboard's radio airplay list? Jones, who doesn't sing herself, writes all the lyrics drawn from personal poems and life experiences, and uses the AI platform Suno to generate Monet's soulful R&B vocals. Since debuting earlier this year, Xaniamonet has topped the R&B song sales charts, and so she has been doing really good, right? And because of that, she has received a lot of backlash, right? Because again, AI is scary. It's like people using your voice and like, is AI, the usage of AI kind of like reducing the art that is creating a song and singing and da 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 da. So this interview by CBS was kind of like, you know, the moment, right? Like, let me see who's behind this AI artist, and let me just let the interview speak for itself, and then we'll react to it.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna play the "You Can't Sing" one first.
How Was I Supposed to Know has landed Xaniamonet on 5 Billboard charts, including a radio airplay chart. Billboard believes that's an AI first. Were you surprised by the reaction?
Yeah, I was totally surprised, and then a lot of people started reaching out.
But Nikki, they thought Xania was a real person.
Xania is an extension of me, so I look at her as a real person.
But you can't sing. So she's not a real, in that sense, she's not a real person. What do you say to people that say she may be an extension of you, but other singers who are actually, have worked hard, who have practiced their craft, who are really struggling to get heard, who are really doing the actual singing, that you seem to have circumvented, taken a shortcut through all of that?
I wouldn't call it a shortcut because I still put in the work. And anytime something new comes about and it challenges the norm and challenges what we're used to, you're gonna get strong reactions behind it. And I just feel like AI is the new era that we're in. And I look at it as a tool, as an instrument.
And I wanted to play another clip from the interview as well.
I was really looking forward to meeting you because a lot of people are saying, who is this girl? Who is she? Because for so many people, they think she's not real, she doesn't exist. Why did you want to come and reveal yourself in this way?
I wanted to reveal myself because I wanted people to know there was a real person behind Xania, that there's real emotion and soul put into those lyrics.
Talisha Jones, who also goes by the name Nikki, isn't a singer.
Hi, this is Xania.
Xaniamonet began as an avatar she created while teaching herself AI just 4 months ago.
Don't treat me like a plane you ain't sure about. Don't keep me on a bench just to run your route.
What so many people are attracted to, in addition to her voice, the lyrics are what really blow people away.
Yes.
Are you writing the lyrics or is that AI too?
No, lyrics are 100% me.
So
real
you
life
write all those lyrics?
Yes, ma'am.
You write all the lyrics?
Yes.
Never got to hold you close. Never heard you laugh. Never watched you grow.
The Mississippi native says the lyrics come from poems she's been writing since she was 24.
Whether it was stuff I went through, a close family member, or a close friend, I wrote about it.
Mama did her best, but she can't teach.
I lost my dad when I was 8 years old. So that's where How Was I Supposed to Know, and also the song titled Daddy. So that's where they come from. So I didn't grow up with a father figure.
How was I supposed to know what love looked like when Daddy never showed me what felt right?
So I just want to say, first of all, she is gorgeous. Okay. When she sat down for that interview, I was like, hold up, this is a pretty dark-skinned girl. Gorgeous, beautiful. She looked like AI herself, right? But
in the same breath.
In that same breath. Okay. AI is crazy. It's crazy. And I get it. A lot of people are like, and I'm not gonna lie to you, on my Apple Music, like I put Rebecca Radio and it'll just keep playing whatever songs it feels like I would like. And there was one of the songs by her that had popped up, and I was like,
really?
Yes, I was like, hold up, this is like a really good song. And then I was like, why does this name look familiar though? Because I remember we were supposed to talk about it for a podcast episode and we didn't. And I was just like, oh my God, this that AI thing. Bless you. I was like, oh my God, this is that AI thing. I'm like, this is crazy because the song is good. And like Gail asked, you know, a lot of people are, well, not asked, she stated, like, you know, a lot of people are like attracted to the songs because of the lyrics. And like there were some lyrics in some of the songs where I was like, yes, girl, that's what I'm thinking. Like, yes. And I think my whole problem with this is the fact that, yes, AI is crazy. And I feel like some people are too dependent on AI to be that stepping stone for you instead of actually putting in the work. And I'm not saying she's not putting in the work, because she is. She's
right, she writes the songs.
Right, she's a great lyricist. Great. The fact that you can't sing is one thing. The fact that you aren't writing music for other artists is another thing. Like, I get it. I feel like a majority of her songs, I could hear so many different artists who could sing to the tone of this AI thing that she created. Like, I think Queen Naija would eat down. I even think, who else? Victoria Monet.
Janae. Oh, there's a lot of R&B people that would, you know?
Like, I think so many different R&B artists that we have who can actually sing and aren't, AI is not needed, could eat down on so many of these songs that she has written. And, you know, I feel like you could have made a name for yourself that way. But the fact that you got, I feel like it just makes you less credible to me when I see a computer screen singing the song. Like, whose voice is that? Like, whose voice are they using? Like,
and I think several things. Number one is like, you know, maybe she wants to be the face, and you know what I mean? Because a lot of times when you are behind the scenes, you don't get a lot of credit, right? Like, we have all these amazing artists, Kendrick, J. Cole, like whoever your favorite artist is, Coco Jones, whoever your favorite artist is, and it's like, you just say their names, right? You never make it to the end of like your Apple Music or Spotify to see who wrote this song, you know? And maybe she's like, well, no, I don't want to go that route because I want to be the one being interviewed. How many times have you seen a songwriter from one of these major artists sit down with Gayle King or any other interview? Never, really, right? So like,
no,
I thought you were gonna say something.
Yeah,
maybe this is like, well, no, I don't want to be that behind the scenes person. I want to do both, and I'm gonna capitalize on this new, you know, AI stuff to make it happen. But then also in that same breath, I do think that it is treading really scary waters, because then you are opening up the door, and Gayle King asked something along the lines of like, okay, if this is fine and dandy and you're just like learning the new AI things, what if a white man was decided to, you know, create his own R&B soul, right? Create his own rapper. Would that be okay? And like, she kind of like type of answer, because, you know, it is like, well, under your definition, why can't he do it? You know what I mean? Right. So I think it is very scary. And I do understand why a lot of current artists are against that, right? Because the more you use AI for these types of things, the smarter they get and the more advanced they are going to get. And so, you know, artists are like, we work so hard for our music and writing and like, So can she go on tour? Let's talk about that. Can she go on tour?
Imagine going on tour to see a FaceTime screen.
I mean, I guess you could do like karaoke vibe, have the AI voice, and she just works on like performing. But it's just so many things that is like, we need humans. And I think when creating music is more than just writing lyrics, right? Like, there's so many other things that go along with it, and that make, you know, people like Beyoncé and like all the big artists are, is because they have more to offer than just like writing lyrics.
Yeah, I think to me also, Kehlani made this point because, you know, she's been one of the people who have like, she's against this, you know,
very outspoken about it.
Yeah, she's been very outspoken. She was like, if I was to use AI to create a painting and then I over here like open a whole gallery and I'm over here I'm selling my art, that's taken away from actual artists who are actually painting. I just feel like the moment that we allowed like AI to take this space, especially in music, we are automatically diluting it. And I feel like we already talk about how like music is not the same as it used to be, because, you know, there's some songs that go viral and we just sitting here like, why? You know, I already feel like the music industry is so saturated as is. And then if you sit here and you add AI artists to that as well, baby, music ain't never going to be the same. I was talking to my little cousin the other day. That boy can't 6, 7 every 10 seconds. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, everything is just turning to like a TikTok song. Like, can your song be a TikTok dance? If not, then I'm not publishing it.
Exactly. So I just feel like it's taking away from the authenticity of the art and the craft, especially because, like, you know how many songs like people say every day, like they're like, yo, this song is like, I'll listen to it in the club, but it's actually trash. It got no nuance to it. There's nothing to it. And so it's just like, yes, her lyrics are really good, especially the one where she talked about, like, you know, not growing up with a father figure, and her song that correlates to that. The amount of people who do relate to things like that, great. It's like, you know, you got someone who's going to speak to how you feel, but I'm sure there's another artist, a human artist, who could have sang to the same emotions of that song, you know? So I don't know. I just think that we're getting down a very slippery slope with this, and it's just, I could see it backfiring badly. But the next thing we'll talk about is, you know, we talked about Gigi and Kaicenat, you know, how they're together, and then apparently they have broke up, but they got back together, whatever. So now we're going to talk about Gigi, Kaicenat, and her mom.
Yeah, and I do want to, if you don't know who Kaicenat is, he's a very popular Twitch streamer. Most people know him, but if you don't know, he a Twitch streamer, live streams and does all the things. And he just came off of his like subathon or Mafiathon 3, the last one ever, where he was live for a full month. And he was just, you know, on a very long vacation with his girlfriend Gigi. And that is who we are going to focus on for today. Yes. Gigi and her mother.
Exactly. So Twitch streamer Kaicenat is facing backlash after his girlfriend Gabriella, also known as Gigi, Aaliyah's mother, Ashley Monroe, accused him of influencing Gigi to cut ties with her family. In a tearful Instagram video posted on November 5th, Ashley, who's Gigi's mother, claimed that Kai told her daughter that spending time with her mother would ruin her reputation. She said that Gigi has grown distant ever since that, and she no longer recognizes her. The accusations follow a resurfaced December 2024 YouTube video where Gigi said that she grew up spoiled materialistically. Yes, materialistically, but lacked emotional love from her parents. Ashley said that the video broke her, insisting that she always has been there for her daughter. The situation has sparked intense debate online, some accusing Kai of being controlling and manipulative, while others say the matter should remain private. The controversy continues to trend as fans speculate about the couple's relationship and family tensions. So the first thing I'm going to play is the clip from December 2024 in her YouTube video where she talked about, you know, basically growing up in a materialistic environment.
You ever watch like a movie where like there's like this rich kid and then they have like the parents that's always at work, but the parents is like, okay, like I'm just gonna get you a new purse, I'm just gonna get you a new this, I'm just gonna get you a new that. And it's like, yeah, like that stuff would be cool because it's like, okay, now like I got it, but it's like, no, I just really wanted somebody that was there to just listen and just, you know, somebody I could open up to. And I feel like that made me the way I am today. And I'm learning now that I don't have to be this way, but I feel like it made me like strong. Like it made me like feel like I have to hold everything in. Like I don't talk to no, like not like that, but like anytime I'm going through something, you'll never know, because it's like I don't open up to people, I don't talk to people because I never really had that as a child. So it's like now it's easier for me to just get through life alone, way easier. Even though I can't even say that I just go through bad stuff, but it's like, you know, everybody have their own problems, and I'm sure y'all have y'all own problems. Y'all moms have their own problems, you know, but I feel like if you have a child, the best thing you can do is just be emotionally connected with them. Like, yeah, you can give your child the world, but really just listen. Like, if I have children, I've took what my parents did, and you know, I'm definitely gonna apply it to my life. Like, I can say one thing: my parents did show me like an amazing lifestyle. Like, always lived in a very nice house, always had very nice cars, always had very nice clothes, always had, you know, like the newest of everything. So it's like, yeah, they show me that, but it's like, when I have a child, I want to be able to give them that, and I want to be able to give them me emotionally, because I don't want my child to feel like they can't talk to me, or they can't come to me, or they can't, you know, because I know the feeling of that. You get what I'm saying?
And I'm going to play her mom's response now.
I have done nothing but be there for Gabrielle. I don't know who she is. This girl came in my house recently, a couple months ago. My friends was over. We was here. I cooked. We had wine or whatever. She came in, and I don't know how we got on the subject of the internet. Gabrielle looked at me in front of my friends and told me, I think we need to keep our relationship off the internet. So all of y'all who in my messages saying you ain't post us and since this and this and that, our relationship off the internet. Then she follows up with, oh yeah, and Kai said, yeah, Mr. Kaicenat said, told my daughter, my baby, that he did his research on me. And her best friend. Now, who her best friend is, y'all, I really don't know. I know Gabrielle friends, but who the best friend is, I don't know. But best friend, he said, you too. He said that he told my baby that if she hung out with me or her best friend, that he did his background on us. She hung out with us. It's so hard to even fucking say that her reputation would be ruined. I was just mind blown. Like, and then when I think about this, like over the past couple days, like, kaicenat, all you do is sit down with women of different sorts, different kinds, you know, different backgrounds, different reputations. All you do is sit down with rappers with different reputations. You love a sit down, but you telling me you never thought to sit down over a glass of water with me. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta fuck with me. I never gave a fuck. But what you won't do is turn my baby against me. You got so much to say about me, but you get on the internet and say, Gabrielle is this, Gabrielle's that, Gabrielle's God-fearing. That's from me, baby. Prayed up. I pray over that girl. I pray for her. I've been telling her to go to church. And she's been going the past couple, weeks? You've been with her, a year and a half now? That's her mama. You say, oh, she could cook so good. She could clean. She this, that. That's her mama. You say she from Louisiana? No, she not. She was born there. Gabrielle's been gone from Louisiana since she was 2. I'm from Louisiana. So that Louisiana girl in the kitchen praying for you, she get that from her mama. I ain't never got on this app and bragged and said, oh my God, Kai said my daughter was this. Oh my God, I did a good job. I ain't never came to this internet for validation. My point is, Gabrielle, you ain't never went through life alone. You don't even know what that's like. The way you treat me, the way you treat your siblings, the way you treat us lately. I don't know who you are, boo.
So as you can see, right there, it was longer. Like her mom's video was way longer. This was just a snippet where she talked about Kai and everything like that. But she also talked about, you know, not being raised by a mother and a father and having to raise a child on her own. And like, she knows what it's like to be alone. She knows this, she knows that. And basically speaking to her own emotions about the whole situation. Shayla, I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that she proved Gigi's point. In that video that Rebecca played, the first video, Gigi says, I never lacked anything, like in the sense of I had the latest cars, I lived in the nicest houses, I did all of that. So she's not saying like, oh, I was just on the streets like with the worst childhood. All she said was like, yes, I had all of this materialistic things, I never lacked anything, But I felt like emotionally my parents were not there. And so I think oftentimes parents kind of get misconstrued when kids express what their truth is and how they saw their childhood. And so as the parent, they kind of like feel attacked because it's like, well, no, I see it as this. I was doing my best. I was this, I was that. And I don't think Gigi's saying like, oh, my parents didn't do their best. All she is saying is that through my experience, this is what I saw, and this is what I hope to change when I have my kids. And so for her mom to come on social media and just say all of these things, I feel like proves Gigi's point of like, you were never there for me emotionally. Because why do you feel like getting on social media is going to help the situation? It's not going to fix it. And also, if you wanted to talk about your relationship with your daughter, okay, do so. But to sit there and bring in kaicenat when you already know this is between you and your daughter, why are you bringing kaicenat's name? Well, I feel like the people are going to think like, well, you're bringing him up because, you know, he is the moment, right? He is the kaicenat that everybody that knows about and gets the clicks. And at the end of the day, if Gigi wanted to have a relationship with her mother, like that's between Gigi and her mother. I don't think, at least for me personally, my partner telling me, oh, you can't be with your mom is like, you're not about to tell me what I can and cannot do with my parents. And so after, there was like another video where the mom did come back online and she's like that she regrets coming online and talking about it. But it's like, one thing about social media, once you expose things and put things out there, baby, things are being screen recorded as soon as you hit live on that Instagram, on whatever you go live on. So it is what it is. And I think for Gigi, she doesn't really have to say much because it proves the point that she was saying. Yes, I had everything, and I'm sorry that you felt this attacked by it. But just because you did pray and you did do this doesn't mean that you were there for me emotionally.
I think the main point here is this video is from December 2024. We're currently in November 2025. This video been out. So it's just like, you are commenting on something now, but we could have been had a conversation about that when the video came out. So it's just like, I get it, it's being resurfaced now and everything like that, and it's being brought to your attention. But like, to your point, you're kind of proving the point that I made. So it's like, if I felt like this a year ago and I was looking back on my childhood from that time on, and then we are in 2025 and you sit here talking about something, you're exposing the fact that kaicenat cheated on me. You're bringing up the fact that kaicenat told you this, that, and the third. Like, you're bringing up all this information that doesn't even need to be put out. Is distracting from the point where I said, growing up, I felt neglected by you emotionally. I think a lot of times parents think because they are there financially and they are there physically, but just because you're there physically doesn't mean you're there 100% physically. You're just so happen to be in the house, right? That your child is automatically, you know, being taken care of well, that your child is automatically being given everything in life that, you know, you didn't have. And I get it. I even think about this with my parents sometimes where I'm like, yes, I get it. You're giving me everything that you didn't have. And I appreciate you. And I will never sit there and negate that fact that you gave me something that you did not have and you were making a better life for me. But I cannot sit here and deny and say that I was given all the emotional love and affection, and a space was created for me to feel like I could talk about my feelings. You
right.
know?
And it's like, yes, I understand that you are doing your best, but in that same breath, it's like, yes, you are doing your best, and yet still the best is not like the 100%. And that, you know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes people don't want to hear the truth, because if you were there for me emotionally, you would not hop on social media and let the public into my private life. Now you're telling people that, whether this is allegedly, we don't know, but that my boyfriend cheated on me and that he said that he doesn't want me connected to you, because, right, someone that is there for you emotionally will understand all of the hate that is going to come with.
Especially if, as someone, like, I remember when Kai and Gigi first got together and the backlash that relationship got altogether, people were like, she doesn't really want him. She's just using him. She's a gold digger like her mother. Like, you know, saying all these things. And then you will sit there and you're allowing them to have that fuel to add to the fire. Right. So like, I just think two things can be true. And I also do feel for the mom, because like, I feel like if I was a mom and I thought that I gave my child everything, because even to this day, if I tell my parents about certain things that they did to me when I was a child, they're gonna be like, I didn't do that. It's like amnesia. It's like you just forget everything. Like, I'm just lying. Like, I just want to make up trauma. Right. So it's just like, I see from the mom's perspective, because it's like, you could think that you did the best for your child, thinking like just because you gave them everything materialistically that you did not have, that makes up for where you're lacking emotionally. Like, creating a safe space doesn't just mean what I can do for you. It also means, how can I feel when I'm around you, you know? And I think that Shayla and I can say I believe this is true for the both of us. Like, we are the type of people, we don't go to people when we are going through things. And like, even though Shayla and I, we tight as can be, like, I will go to Shayla if I really feel like I just can't even handle it emotionally anymore. Like, I need to say something. But like, half the battles that I go through every single day, I suffer in silence, because I was never created a space for that. And it's just like, that's my normal. Like, just suffering.
And I think also, like, as parents, is like, don't take it personal. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know. It's like a very like hard situation to dibble dabble, because of course I'm gonna take it personal. You're coming for my parenting skills, but it's like, yes, you did your best, but unfortunately the best still was not enough. And I get it. And I am so thankful and grateful that my mom did the best she could. And many parents out there, they're just surviving and trying to go with the flow and do the best they can. And so Gigi just saying, okay, you did your best. And so what I'm going to do with that best, I'm going to try to be better for my kids. And that's just that. You know what I mean? And so I hope at the end of the day, they do fix their relationship, because whether you like it or not, you know, your parents are your parents. Whether the relationship is broken, like, that's still your mom at the end of the day. And yeah, I don't think that relationship is, you know, whether, if you feel like it's best that you just cut off ties, whatever works best for you, because I do know some parents can be toxic. So just, I hope that they figure it out and do what is best for the both of them. This has been,
no, I just wanted to add, like, I don't think I've seen or heard anything as of yet that makes me think that the relationship should not progress. But again, we don't know these people.
Right.
I think it's, you know, the relationship is very, like, y'all can mend it and fix things and talk things out in private. I think that's the main thing, in private. And you know, I think y'all can resolve your own issues. Listen.
Yeah, and like, anyone that sits here and says they've never gotten into an argument with their parents, you're lying. Like, girl, be all the way for real. The only difference is that this is happening publicly, and we hate that it's happening publicly, but everyone goes through their, you know, their hardships with their parents. That's just a part of life. If you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it. And make sure you comment down. I don't know, comment down like a parent. Is there like a parent emoji?
Girl, I don't know. I think there's a family emoji.
Okay, comment the family emoji, because we are pro families here. We want the people to get their food stamps. We want the airplanes to be on the go. We want the funding bill to happen. We want everything to just be happy. It's November. Happy early
comment. I would say comment down some money for me, because honestly, just show me the money. Like, that's what we all honestly just need right now.
And some subscribers too.
Yes. Also, yes, the subscribers too. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, tell me this hair not making me look like Beyonce. Just tell me that in the comments too. But that's it from you. That's it from us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to the recurring subscribers. And thank you to the people who just haven't subscribed yet. We love y'all. Okay.
Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at toomuchsbp, and we will see you guys next Friday.
Bye.